Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, depending on where in the world you are.
Katanga. Sorry, I am sorry. I'm in the middle of a conversation at the same time online, talking about something that we're going to talk about inside the Moneymakers group at the same time. Because this is what I'm going to tell you right now. I'm staking my legal reputation and my money, and I'll even let the person sue me for what I'm going to be telling. You're going to want to stick
Ooh.
around for this. I want them to sue me for what I'm about ready to tell everyone.
Wow. And I know nothing about this because Kurt messaged me and went, "Are you about?" And I wasn't. I've been out all morning, and so I spoke to him for about 30 seconds before the live, and I went, "Well, okay, you're taking the lead then." But we will say hello to some people first because we are
Yes.
lots of you lovely, lovely Society 11 people joining us live. We always appreciate the ones that can watch live. It's good to have that interaction. Mikey H, Doug Halfpenny, hi. That's Tom Griffin in the house as well. Steve Meller, good to see you, Steve. Loving the Halloween posts you've been doing. Your Halloween Advent thing, really, really cool. Jerome Johnson, who's got his buy buttons out there and hasn't let the whole "you can't do PLR on our platform" stop him. Good stuff.
Exactly. He's dug in there and he's found other platforms. He's trying them out. He's showing exactly what to do. He's recording that, so he's going to be having another product besides just PR. It's a great
Awesome
idea.
stuff. Awesome. Tony Prodger, hi. Daniel Martin, good to see you. Daniel, where's your page? Have we got your page yet? I'd love to
Yes,
take a
yes.
look at that.
Get his page as
If
quickly
you've
as we
got it,
can.
you want us to look at something. And Rob's in the house. Hi, Rob. Always good to see you. Barrington Page is here. Lewis Turner, inventor and creator of the Turner Funnel, is with us. Guido is in. He's in, and he's here. Society 11 Guido is here.
Are you inside of Society 11? Are you actually commenting inside of Society 11? Are you in the Moneymakers group? Make sure you're inside Society 11. You don't want to miss anything today.
Okay, awesome stuff. So then, Kurt, what is this bee you have in your
I,
little bonnet?
well, it's not just a little bee, and I'm going to give it some. It, Tom Clark, thank you for bringing this to my attention first and foremost. I'm going to share my screen, and this is inside the Moneymakers group. Moneymakers is a public group. Please share this live. Okay? That's all I'm just going to say that outright. Tom shared this post here, and I'm going to make this full screen or make it a little bit bigger. Let me know when it's a good size. Okay. Double Money System JV page. Well, that's a little bit too big. We'll just drop down a little bit. Wait for it to catch up. So there we go. So I'm going to click on it, and it's going to take me over to the JV page. How would your tribe like to double their money? Okay, first and foremost, I'm going to say this outright before I play this cunt.
Is that Dawad Islam?
It is.
Okay, thought it was. The
It
minute
is.
I saw him, okay. Well, I have thoughts on this chap anyway. But carry
Well,
on.
let me share screen with audio. That way everyone can hear what I'm, because I wasn't doing that before. Okay. So now I'm sharing the screen with the audio. Is it doubling up my audio or anything like that?
I don't know yet because it hasn't appeared for me, but I don't think so.
Okay. So it's sharing the screen.
Yeah.
And
Right.
how would your tribe like to double their money? They will get 2 passive sales from our rotator with 100% commissions. I want everyone to stop real quick and put 1 and then 2 below it. What the hell does that look like? Either someone's getting fucked or it's a pyramid scheme. This is probably one of the worst direct line, zero complication examples of fucking Ponzi scheme I've ever seen. You may be asking and wondering why I am so livid about this. Well, number one, if this person wants to sue me for defamation, please do so. I'll be more than happy to take your money. Ponzi schemes do two things. They separate people from money. That's what they do. And who do they normally prey on? Number one, people who are in a financial strait. Number two, the elderly. This is one of the reasons why I despise these things. I want you to fully understand what this is. I've already been contacting Warrior Plus to get this taken down from Warrior Plus. I've reached out to Shane Nathan directly. Mike Lance, I can't send a message to. But I also posted in their group, it's not live, but I knew that they policed their posts, and I did that post first. And then I reached out to Shane Nathan saying, guys, this is purely a Ponzi scheme. This is a pyramid scheme. This is illegal. No matter
how does it work?
How does it work? Great question. What they do is when you buy in, you get a spot on their rotator until you double your money, and then you fall off. And then you have to buy it again to get back into it to double your money, and then you fall off. Right here, with their 2 sales and 100% front end commissions, they are guaranteed to have doubled their money. Okay. So what they're doing is they're taking money from Peter to pay Paul. And if Peter is the last sucker that buys into it, Peter loses. There's always a Peter. Are you Peter?
The issue with these things, I remember rotators being a thing back in the hype days. Remember
high yield investment? Yes.
Was promoting that shit. Basically,
auto surf programs, the exact same fucking thing.
You're going into a queue, and the problem with it is that potentially for every person you add in the queue doubles in length, really, because they've got to stay in until they make 2 sales. That could take a while.
Right.
So these people are going round and round getting served up until those sales are made. Everyone else coming is getting added in on the end.
That's exactly right.
So what happens is that the queue gets unfeasibly long, and when especially if you're encouraged to buy back in,
it gets untenable.
Yeah.
Because there's finite number of people. If there was infinite number of people, it wouldn't be an issue, right? Because people could just keep on buying in. But the last suckers that buy in lose. You know who wins on these? People who promote them. Because they get their commission.
And the product vendor.
And the product vendor.
Who's now getting paid to have people promote his shit.
Yes.
And plus, if that rotator was any good, wouldn't he just advertise his own shit in it and not let other people in?
Right. Well, here's SEC.gov, Securities Exchange Commission. This is talking about 12 Daily Pro, Life Clicks LLC. This was back in 2006. This is whenever I got online big time and I started hunting these motherfuckers down. You know who I hunted them down for? For lawyers. To sue the pants off of them. To get their customers' money back because this was an investment. Number one, you're investing money to make money. What is that? Where's the prospectus? You need a prospectus for investment. Because that's exactly what this, no, oh, they're just buying link rotator. No. What they're buying is for a chance to double their money. That's exactly what's being sold. That's exactly what it is. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. And if I see one motherfucker in this group that promotes this, I will ban your ass. I kid you not.
So Rob says, look at the pro version. What's the pro version?
Pro version is you buy in once and you keep getting money paid in. Once again, taking money from Peter to pay Paul.
So you can do an upsell, which leaves you in the rotator, meaning you don't have to keep buying back in.
Correct. That means the other you become Paul, and
now
everyone
it's quadrupling in length.
That's it.
You just what
that's
terrible.
Yep.
Plus the products you're selling are his products.
Well, there is no product. This is the product. This is as thin as you can get.
It's pay to join a rotator, and the product is the rotator. When the product, and as with any multi-level thing, that where they fall down and pyramid things fall down, when the product is the pyramid, is buying it is the program.
That's not even veiled. There is absolutely no veil on this from being a Ponzi pyramid scheme.
And then you can get reseller rights to it. Holy
shit. Yes. You can become like me.
Yeah. Utter garbage. I mean,
I have reached out to Shane Nathan, and I have had a conversation with Shane Nathan. And he's like, he goes, I agree. The marketing on this really stinks and don't know how it got through but he wants to understand how it's a Ponzi scheme, how it's this. And I was like, Shane, don't take my word for it. I gave him some links to the FTC. I gave him some links to the SEC. And I was like, reach out to your own legal team. Because before this goes live, you should.
Yeah, but Mrs. Lance wants another Tesla.
Let me show you something else. PayPal AUP. And I want everyone to understand this. As of right now, this is PayPal's acceptable use policies. And granted, people may be buying through Stripe, but I believe, and I truly believe, PayPal is still an offered payment system on Warrior Plus. You can pay using PayPal. So right here, violation of this acceptable use policy constitutes a violation of PayPal's user agreement and may subject you to damages, including liquidated damages of $2,500 per violation. So every single person that buys this through a Warrior Plus link that you pays with PayPal, PayPal can then go back to the merchant on record and charge them $2,500 per occurrence. So let's say 1,000 people buy this. Someone do the math for me. I've already got it done in my head.
It's a shame those fines would go to PayPal and not the person that got ripped off. Otherwise, you would be more than doubling your money by buying it. Just buy it and sue his ass.
So, what's prohibitive activities? Matrix programs and other get-rich-quick schemes.
And just to clarify, because I do know that on Warrior Plus the chances are they're taking Stripe as well. Stripe also says in their terms of service, and I've actually pulled it up, so I'm reading it verbatim from their page, products and services that are unfair, predatory, or deceptive are not allowed, including pyramid schemes, get-rich-quick schemes, including investment opportunities, other services that promise high rewards to mislead consumers, schemes that offer blah, 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 blah. And there's several other things on the same list. You can go and see that for yourself at stripe.com. I just Google search Stripe terms of service. It's right there. in massive print things that you can't do, and that's
as Mr. Miller says, this is already live. It went live on the 19th, and it looks like it ran from the 19th to the 24th and got over 500 sales. Wow.
Mike H said no. He noted on the bottom that JV Pay, he said, does ClickFunnels? ClickFunnels doesn't give a shit what you put on their thing. They are a page provider. There is the possibility, the only thing that could happen is if somebody bothers to file a DMCA takedown or something like that, then, you know, in the same way, I once had a page, and this was just somebody being an arse. Somebody complained about a page of mine on Convertri, and Andrew Fletcher reached out and went, look, we've had the DMCA takedown. We've had to take it down. I don't want to because I know you and I know it's not, you know. He said, but we've got to keep ours. And I went, that's absolutely fine. It's not a problem at all. You've done what you need to do. Thanks for reaching out. And then, you know, got it all sorted. But unless somebody bothers to do that sort of thing, the daft thing is that the companies will take down a DMCA without checking because they have to. The minute this one goes in, they pull it. So, yep. You know.
The problem comes down to, in this day and age right now, what are we in? We're in a recession. We're in a global recession. The villains, and I will use that word generously, the villains are going to be coming out of the woodwork because they know people are desperate for money.
Dawad Islam, when he first burst onto the IM scene, like many of these people, his first ever product was actually quite good. And then he went the same way as many of the others. Recip, launch, Circle Jerk, and it was just a matter of how many more things can you pump out. And I would say all of his products are incredibly thin, but this is the thinnest I've ever seen.
Well, I'm just going down the list. Shuts down credit repair pyramid scheme. This pyramid scheme was veiled via, we're going to repair your credit. Success by Health pyramid scheme. This is health insurance that you sell to other people and they sell to other people. Pyramid scheme.
You know what?
This isn't even veiled. This isn't even veiled. This has no veil whatsoever. And I am staking my reputation on this. Dawad, if you want to sue me,
your reputation's safe.
Look me up, because I'll be more than happy to let you talk to my lawyers. I'll have your lawyers talk to my lawyers and watch how fast your lawyers tell you to shut up.
Doug says, are Warrior Plus liable for the products that they promote or have on their platform?
If they knowingly promote a fraudulent item, which if it's in their marketplace, they are openly promoting it, and they know about the issue, then yes, they have a legal and fiduciary responsibility to their customers.
And it's interesting that Shane said to you, I don't know how it got through, but the fact is that's often, and don't get me wrong, I love Shane Nathan a bit, I think he's great. But it's been an issue with Warrior Plus for some time now, that they put up a list of things that they go, here's what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. But certain people get a free pass. Certain people, they just get a free pass. You've only got to go and look at, we've seen sales pages. In fact, we've reviewed them on here, but only inside Society 11. We've reviewed pages where we have proved the testimonials are completely fake without a shadow of a doubt. That's one of the rules, that you can't have a Warrior Plus, and if you break it, you can't, but they get through. Headlines about, money and this and the other, and yet they happen all the time. always been a thing. And don't get me wrong, Warrior Plus aren't alone in this. It happens on Zoo as well, although they've clamped down an awful lot more on Zoo. And to be honest, I've currently got, this is the way this swings. I came off Zoo for a long, long time, and I wouldn't even promote stuff if it was on that platform because it was so dicey. And then they cleaned their act up, and it got better. And now what's happened is it's swinging the other. And this is always the thing with Warrior Plus and JPG; they seem to swing back and forth, back and forth. And I just think my opinion is, at the end of the day, Warrior Plus, it's their business, and I'm sure they're making a shed ton of money. And if that's what you're in business for, fair enough. But I think if you nail your colours to the mast and said, we're not allowing this shit on our platform, and you actively made sure it didn't get on, the reputation of the platform would skyrocket overnight.
I have done my due diligence. My due diligence was I went directly to the platform the minute I found out about this. I've done my part. Now it's up to Warrior Plus if they're going to do their part. And if I were them, I would refund every single sale. Every single sale. That's what I would do if I was them.
But I'll tell you now, they won't. That's my prediction.
I'm just saying what I would do. Guido, absolutely. It's a government entity, and they are in the United States, so absolutely, FTC can shut them down. I'm not going to go down that road.
They won't. And here's why. And if anybody, I wrote about this extensively. I think it was in The Truth I wrote about this. The problem with the way the FTC works, same as what we have over here with Office of Fair Trading, Better Business Bureau, they rely on receiving a certain number of complaints before they will even look at the thing. And that number is in the tens of thousands because there are bigger, more dangerous Ponzi schemes out there. So these little ones,
they go by order of priority. In other words, how much money lost. You want to know why the government does that? I'm just going to strictly, when they seize the assets of that company, it rarely goes back to the people who are defrauded.
Right.
It rarely does. Right. Number one, because usually there's not a lot of money left. When Bernie Madoff, and I will bring up his name, when Bernie Madoff made off with billions, he really didn't. It was everyone else that was promoting it. They're the ones that made the money. The government then went after them as well. Promoting an illegal thing is an accessory. Just let that go through your mind. When you promote something that's illegal, you become an accessory. I'm not a lawyer, but I recommend you talk to one.
Yeah, so the FTC won't close it down because it's not big enough and it won't get enough complaints. It's the same reason as certain sellers on that platform who have got tens of thousands of sales still getting away with it, even though complaints have gone in because there are things where it's acknowledged that they have. The only IMA that I know of in the last 20 years that was taken by the FTC was Frank Kern.
Well,
and then he made a comeback
and well, if you want to consider the auto surf programs and the high yield investment programs that were there,
I mean those is but the only one that I would say directly in the IM field, sort of in the whole sort of Zoo, Warrior Plus, ClickBanky arena, in that bubble, Frank Kern was the only one that really got significantly taken and made an example of in recent times.
Yep, and I'm telling you this not because I don't want you to invest in this, because that's what you're doing is investing.
That's not an investment, is it? It's doing this. Here's some money.
Exactly. If you're wanting to invest in something, go talk to an investment advisor, someone to put money in, for later so it grows. This is not the way to do it. It's quick. It's a get-rich-quick scheme. Because there's nothing stopping you from buying 100 units and expecting 200 units to come back to you. Nothing. Not one thing. This is sad. This is the state of the direction that you're going to be seeing a lot of products go. Number one, because it's easy to do. Number two, people will fall for it every time because it's the lure of easy money. It's got a very strong appeal. It's almost like drugs.
Well, there's no work. That's the beauty of it. From a idiot's point of view, they can look at that and go, hang on, I give you money. I go in your rotator. You do all of the work until I double my money. It sounds too good to be true. Yeah, probably because it fucking is. Because unless you do the maths on it and work out that it just isn't sustainable.
Yep.
No. Okay. Quick couple of reminders. Whereby.com/IronPub tonight from 9 p.m. London time. That's 3 in the afternoon Central, 4 o'clock Eastern.
And if you're in the Moneymakers group, come join us. Iron Pub.
Yeah, do.
I don't care. I don't care. Duad, you want to come visit us and talk about this? I would be more than happy to discuss this with you. I invite you onto the Iron Pub. I invite anyone from JV Zoo regarding this. I invite anyone from Warrior Plus from on this. I invite anyone who wants to discuss this. Come on. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. Whereby.com/IM Pub. That's at 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock.
9 p.m. UK time this week. Bear in mind, that's the other little quick announcement. UK clocks change on Sunday at 2 a.m. in the morning. We go back an hour.
Okay.
And I believe the US is going to be I don't know when
maybe a week or two.
A week or two. It's normally a week or two. So what we do when the time zones change is a little bit flexible on just what works for us to both do the live. So look out for the postings announcing when the live will be, because it might be an hour out for you for the next week or two, just while that settles down. And that is it. We've spent the whole live ranting about the Wild Islam.
And I don't want people to think that I'm a Debbie Downer on everything. I'm not. But whenever it comes to illegal activities, I'll stand my ground. I'll have no problem standing my ground.
And yes, Daniel, we will review your thing on Wednesday. You have got it. Absolutely, we'll do that on Wednesday. Until then, have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for joining us live. We will be back on Wednesday. Keep an eye out for the time. It could be an hour either way. And we'll see, hopefully see a lot of you on the pub tonight too. No, that won't be all we talk about, by the way.
No,
won't just yet, but that's bound to be probably the first bit. So if you want to talk about that, get on for when it starts at 9 o'clock. We'll get that all in the first hour.
Yes.
And then whatever. And if you don't want to talk about Dawad Islam's crap, then turn up an hour late and you'll have missed it. And that is it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of Site 11. And if you are in the Moneymakers, because you've had a treat today, we've stayed live the entire thing because we wanted to talk about this because it's important to warn people of scam things. And we went, you know what? This is important enough to stay on and tell you guys about. There's a lot of times we don't, well, normally, as you know, we cut off after a few minutes in. We talk about this kind of thing and we talk about positive stuff in internet marketing, how to make money and all that. You get 2 live shows, you get all the stuff in our members area and everything. You haven't joined yet. Be like Guido and join.
That's right.
Come join us. Come join us on the not dark side. See some of you in the pub tonight. See you on Wednesday. Thanks for being here. Bye.
Adios.